Sophie Cunningham's injury scared everybody half to death, man.
So Sophie Cunningham went down with what did not look like the greatest injury.
Stephanie White, head coach of the Indiana Fever, recently dropped an unexpected update on Sophie Cunningham's injury. And it's far from your typical recovery story. While Sophie is healing well, the situation has taken a few unexpected turns, revealing more tension and intrigue than anyone had on their preseason radar. If you thought she'd be back on the court with a bit of tape and a pep talk, you might want to rethink that storyline.
She went down, rolled her ankle after landing on Ryan Howard's leg, which is not an ideal situation, not an ideal thing at all coming into the season.
Let's be clear, Sophie Cunningham may not be Indiana's top scorer or flashiest playmaker, but she's absolutely irreplaceable. She's the enforcer, the one who sets the physical tone and makes sure no opponent ever feels comfortable. So, when Coach Stephanie White shared an update on Sophie's recovery, it wasn't just about her health. It was about the heartbeat of this team. Losing Sophie, even briefly, doesn't just cost points. It costs grit, edge, and the emotional anchor that holds the Fever together. If you're fired up to see Sophie and the Fever back in action, drop a comment below and let's go.
Let's talk to this game. Number one, the starters for Indiana were okay, right? We ended up seeing a change in the starting lineup. We saw Sophie Cunningham get the starting nod. However, Sophie Cunningham had to go out of the game. I forgot what half that was, if that was in the first half or the second half, but Sophie Cunningham was coming down. She was in the air, coming down. She ended up rolling her ankle on Ryan Howard's foot. She went out of the game, was on the bench for a little while, and I believe she went to the locker room, but she did not return back.
The update wasn't all bad news, but it did underscore just how vital Sophie Cunningham is to the fabric of this Indiana team, even if she's not the headline act. While Caitlin Clark grabs most of the spotlight, it's Sophie doing the gritty, unglamorous work that lets everyone else shine. Her contributions won't show up in flashy highlight reels, but every coach and player knows. You don't win without a Sophie. She's not in it for the glory. She's diving for loose balls, rotating on defense like it's life or death, and making sure no one even thinks about messing with her teammates.
Yes, Sophie Cunningham got injured, okay? She got injured. She landed on her ankle the wrong way. Let's go ahead and look through the play right now, all right? So here she is here, coming for the rebound, boom, and lands on Ryan Howard's foot the wrong way, and she was holding it, man.
When Sophie first went down, there was a moment of denial within the team. Maybe it's just a bump, some thought. She'll walk it off like she always does. That's Sophie's way. Take the hit, shake it off, and get right back in the fight. But this time felt different. The pain didn't fade. The scans told a tougher story. And suddenly, the Fever was staring down the reality of playing, at least for a while, without their enforcer. It's like pulling the guardrails off a roller coaster. Sure, it might still run, but everything feels a whole lot less secure.
Now, at that moment, everybody was scared in the live stream, fam. I was holding my breath. My face was fixed a certain way that looked crazy. I mean, we were scared in there, okay? Now, the main thing is, yes, she twisted her ankle, okay? And she was out for the rest of the game.
Coach White didn't mince words when she acknowledged that Cunningham's absence leaves a void far deeper than just stats on a score sheet. It's about the strength and mental toughness that turn close games into wins. Sophie gives Indiana its edge. Without her, the team has to dig deeper, and someone else has to step up to bring the fire she delivers, night in and night out. She's the one barking out defensive calls, getting under opponents' skin, and treating a drawn charge like it's a game-winning dunk.
Yeah, just giving a different kind of look and seeing what we might be able to do from that standpoint with Sophie's energy in the starting lineup and with DB's production coming off the bench. So, we'll probably continue throughout the course of the week tinkering a little bit. But, preseason gives us a good opportunity to see what we like, because it's important to have a good starting group and it's important to have energy and production off the bench.
But make no mistake, Sophie isn't just sitting on the sidelines. She's already locked in on rehab. For her, it's not just a recovery plan. It's a mission, a checklist, and the build-up to her next moment. If you've followed her career, you know she doesn't do passive. She's likely counting down the minutes until she can throw her weight around in the paint again. This isn't a setback. It's just a pause. And when she's back, expect all that bottled up frustration to fuel the kind of basketball that leaves bruises, shifts momentum, and reminds everyone exactly who she is.
Sophie's injury too, is there any update on that?
I don't think so. She was in there getting it in a cold tub, so she keeps saying I'll be fine, so I trust her.
What makes Sophie's injury even more compelling is the ripple effect it's having on the Fever. Yes, the team has its share of rising stars, but Cunningham is the one who dives for loose balls, like their golden chirps at opponents just enough to knock them off their game. She's the emotional GPS of the squad. When the energy dips, she cranks it up. When things go quiet, she brings the noise. Indiana needs someone to step into that role. But let's be honest, watching the Fever without Sophie is like hearing a band play without the drums. The music's still there, but the rhythm feels off. She's not just part of the team. She's the glue that holds it all together.
This game. So I hope that Sophie Cunningham is okay. Again, it looks like a rolled ankle, so hopefully it's not too bad. Maybe she's out for a day or so. We'll see. We'll find out an update from the Indiana Fever. But Sophie Cunningham did go out of the game.
What does this mean for the Fever's near future under Coach White? She's staying measured, but let's be real, there's urgency. Even if it's not full-blown panic, Sophie's timeline remains uncertain. And while there's hope for a return, there's also a clear-eyed understanding of the challenge ahead. The team is starting to gel. Kelly remains captivated by Caitlin Clark's star power. Aaliyah is finding her rhythm with Mitchell. And Boston continues to be a two-way force. But there's also a growing realization. If Sophie's not out there to stir the pot, Indiana can't just shuffle lineups. They'll need to rethink how they generate edge, intensity, and that signature Fever toughness.
That's a positive thing. She was trying to see if she could get back in the game. Obviously, they're not dumb. They're not going to put her back into a preseason game. But she was trying to get back into the game, which is big. If we're honest, that is genuinely big.
Bottom line, Sophie Cunningham is the spine of the Fever. The steady heartbeat you don't fully appreciate until it's missing. While the league continues to swoon over flash and finesse, her return will carry real weight, even if her absence doesn't grab headlines. Sophie doesn't ease into anything. She kicks down the door, plants her flag, and reminds everyone that she may not be the star of the show, but she's the one keeping it running. Indiana knows the real secret sauce is grit, and nobody brings it like Sophie. So as she recovers, know she's bringing that same fire to every step. And when she returns, expect a storm.
But she is okay, all right? It did look like it could have been something worse because of how she landed, and it was more so of an Achilles looking stretch instead of a twisted sideways foot. So that's what scared me. But nonetheless, man, it came out that it was a twisted ankle and she was okay, and she was just gonna sit out for the rest of the game.